So over the past few years, I've had the chance to rewatch all of Dragon Ball in its entirety, including all of the movies. And in my opinion, Dragon Ball has always lacked that cinematic feel that you get when watching other shows such as Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, or even One Piece. Although Dragon Ball is still my favorite franchise of all time, and with Dragon Ball Daima currently airing, maybe this complaint of mine can be resolved and start a new era for its visuals. But until then, I guess I'll try to create that vision myself. Hey guys, it's your boy Pedro, otherwise known as Pedro Draws on Instagram, where I post all of my artworks, mainly being Dragon Ball related works. But today we will be making Dragon Ball more cinematic in my vision, of course. So to do that, we will be making 3 different drawings from Dragon Ball Z, GT, and Super in an attempt to imagine what these series would look like if they were directed in a more cinematic, modernized style with a hint of, my own personal tastes. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So for the first drawing, I thought we would revisit one of my favorite Dragon Ball movies, and that movie is Dragon Ball Z Wrath of the Dragon. And in this movie, it had a lot of amazing visuals, mainly being, Yamamuro. He was like kind of in his prime. We're not going to talk about Yamamuro nowadays, of course. But yeah, that was like, that movie was a great, showcase of Yamamuro's skill and his corrections. We also saw a lot of Naotoshi Shida in that movie. And I just really liked the colors and the feel of that movie. A lot of the time with Dragon Ball, the shots can look very flat, and that is mainly like a storyboarding issue. And especially with today, you see a lot of shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, Dan to Dan, Chainsaw Man, all of these modern productions, they have very unique styles of direction. But as far as Goku himself, I know I wanted to kind of stray away from the character sheets in a way and kind of make it my own sort of style. Of course, I have to be a little bit faithful to the character sheet just so Goku looks like Goku is what I'm trying to say. But for the most part, I definitely kind of strayed away from that, added my own different kinds of shading shapes. For this drawing, I definitely kind of wanted to emphasize him being a Giga Chad. And for this drawing, I usually, within all of my artworks, I usually don't use 3-tone shading for any of my drawings. But, since it's like old school Z style, I kind of felt like I needed to do that. And this is like more of an intense shot. You'll notice that in intense, really serious shots in shows, they'll have 3-tone shading, or close-ups, they'll have 3-tone shading. So I just felt the need to kind of go with that to really emphasize the intensity of Goku's Super Saiyan 3 form. For this next drawing, we are going to be delving into the realm of Dragon Ball Super. And those first couple episodes on Dragon Ball Super were not the prettiest. But yeah, for this drawing, we are going to be delving into the Battle of Gods arc. The shot that we will be tackling today is this shot of Super Saiyan God Goku after he was stabbed by Beerus and he is falling into the water. Now, this shot, it has some good potential to it. It has some nice colors. I like the color of Goku's hair, the nice little contrast it has there. But I felt like this shot could use a whole lot more atmosphere, and I'm about to give it some. So for one, what I decided to do with the background, of course I had to, paint the background. For the background, I definitely added some texture layers to actually make it feel like Goku was actually underwater. And like the last drawing, for this drawing, I didn't really adhere to the character sheets as much. I definitely went with my own sort of approach just to really capture that cinematic feel. I definitely take inspiration from studios like Ufotable whenever it comes to their effects work, especially whenever I watch cuts from animators like Nozomu Abe or Masayuki Kunihiro and so on and so forth. But I definitely take inspiration from their compositing. And of course I take inspiration from, Dragon Ball Super Broly's compositing and effects work, because that movie was probably the definition of cinematic because it had a lot of different cool shots, angles, and it just felt, you know, like it had its own atmosphere. It had its own sort of world, you know. Whereas, you know, Dragon Ball Super kind of felt kind of bland and it didn't really have any soul to it. So I felt like with this drawing, I definitely wanted to add some soul to that Super Saiyan God Goku frame. And now for the final drawing of the video. Now, whenever I originally made this drawing and posted it on Instagram, people were fucking going crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. People were saying I should be working at Toei. But yeah, enough self-glaze. Let's just get straight into the drawing. With this drawing, we are going to be delving into the world of Dragon Ball GT. Probably my least favorite Dragon Ball series, if I'm being honest. But, you know, it definitely had, you know, cool things like Super Saiyan 4. Everybody, you know, you already knew I was about to say that. And I'd even say it had pretty good direction at times as far as, you know, choices for colors, choices for settings that the fights took place in. But I always felt like the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta fight versus Omega Shenron was super underwhelming. I felt like they could have done so much more with it. I felt like it could have been way longer. And it just, for the series to end with, you know, that fight being so just underwhelming and just kind of lame, I just felt like I needed to kind of give my own take and my own approach on it and my own vision to kind of capture that cinematic feel that that fight should have had. So for this drawing, I had to channel my inner Naotoshi Shida and I had to bring out the foreshortening and kind of do a very, very challenging composition to pull off. I kind of went outside the box and went outside the canon, so to speak. And I just thought to myself, what if, you know those spikes Omega Shenron has on his back? What if those spikes were like fucking, what if he was able to like shoot those bitches at you like projectile missiles or some shit? Like what if he was able to shoot those out of his, well, he actually is able to do that. You know, Vegeta actually found that out. But what if he like chased you around the city with those shits? Like what would that look like? And I had to imagine that in my head. I sat in my chair for about an hour just thinking, like, what would that look like? Omega Shenron chasing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta through the city with fucking tentacle swords coming out of, tentacle spikes coming out of his back. And basically trying to, you know, skewer Gogeta. How would that look? And ladies and gentlemen, this is the result of that. Now, a lot of people to this day, people say this is my best drawing I have ever made. And I'm not too sure, honestly, myself, because I've made a lot of crazy shit, and I've even done a lot of animations that I want to show you guys. I will say that, you know, after I made this drawing, I was definitely really satisfied with how it came out. But yeah, you guys definitely let me know which one you guys enjoyed, which drawing you guys enjoyed the most out of these three. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. This is my first YouTube video. And you know, it was kind of challenging to make, but I'm definitely gonna get the hang of it. I'm gonna release more content. And for the next video, we are actually going to be drawing Dragon Ball What Ifs. And yes, I'm talking about all the crazy shit you can fucking imagine. Just be there for that video. Make sure you guys subscribe. If we can hit 100 subscribers after this video, I will drop the Dragon Ball What Ifs drawing video. Like I said, if we can hit 100 subscribers, holy shit, if we can go past that, that'd be amazing too. But if we can get 100 subscribers after this video, I will immediately drop the Dragon Ball What Ifs video. The ball is in your court, guys. But other than that, yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, let me know what your favorite was down in the comment section below. And with that being said, I'm out.